Hey guys, Tommy Welch here, but everybody calls me Coach. Now, I don't have a culinary degree. I don't have a critic's proof. Some people wouldn't even call me a chef, but what I do have is a big appetite. Now, being born and raised in the city of New Orleans, having a mother who was born and raised in France, and a dad who was from a little country town in Louisiana, I know food. Okay, everybody knows you can find the fast food joints and the big chain restaurants along the way. We're going to be looking at those little hole-in-the-wall, off-the-beaten-path places that neighbors go to enjoy a good meal. Now, we're going to be on a journey, and we want you to join us. We're going to be looking for those neighborhood delicacies. Okay guys, let's start with our first location, Ryan's Main Street Grill, located in downtown Leslie, the little town that still is. Now, Ryan's gives you and your family an experience like no other. Their menu gives everyone something to pick from those people who have the most adventurous appetites to the pickiest of eaters. Burgers, catfish, shrimp, wraps, and their oh so delicious hand-cut aged ribeyes or their center-cut sirloins. Definitely won't disappoint. Now, their world famous strawberry pie, what a way to end your meal. It'll have you begging for more. Their food isn't the only thing that sets Ryan's apart. Live music, karaoke on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights is one of the things that makes Ryan's stand out. Come on, who doesn't enjoy dinner and a show? But how does such a lively eatery erupt from near nothing? Well, we're going to find out. Let's go talk to the guy who started it all, Ryan Lewis. Alrighty, I'm sitting down with Mr. Ryan Lewis. He is the owner and head chef here at Ryan's Main Street and Grill. Ryan, welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're on our premiere Let's Get Going show. We want to do a little background, and can you tell us how Ryan's came to be?
Yeah, I think it's important to talk about the history in anything that you do. You know, I was born and raised small town, small business, come up my whole life, working with the public and working with my parents and family, and it's awesome to get to do that. You know, my grandparents opened Lewis Grocery in 1945, and they had it for up until the late 70s, early 80s, and my dad took it over. So altogether, it was 75 years worth of service here in this town, and it's pretty awesome. I mean, we've been a pillar of the community for a long time, you know. In that, when I got old enough, I started learning about cutting meat and working in the butcher shop, which is a really important part of our business. You know, that brought people from far off just to come in the store to get those good fresh cut meats, you know. So it was a good trade to learn. You know, I worked at it since I was, I'd say probably 12 years old or something like that when I was younger, throughout high school and on, you know. So it was a great trade to learn, and it's ultimately what brought us here today. You know, it's really helped.
And I know when you and I were visiting earlier, you mentioned something about, you know, being a butcher here at the grocery store. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you kind of left for a little while?
Well, you know, everybody wants to make a name for themselves. You know, growing up in these small towns, you want to get out and experience things and experience life. And I really didn't have a plan. I just knew that I was fortunate enough to know how to cut meats, and that's a good trade to know out anywhere you're at.
Okay, so tell us how Ryan's Main Street Grill became an idea or a dream to reality.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You know, my dad and I struggled for a long time on whether to grow the grocery store or condense it down. So I thought, well, we could try it. You know, I could build a small little kitchen inside the grocery store and just offer our fresh deli meats from the butcher shop, sell sandwiches and cook burgers, you know, something simple just to bring people in. And at that point, we didn't have any tables. It was just to-go food only. So it was an idea, but it was a costly, you know, it cost a lot of money to get into that, you know, so it was a gamble whether it was going to work or not. So at that point, we kind of, a few months in, let's say 6 months in, let's really give it a shot. So we bought our first table and we put it over here and decided, let's let somebody sit down and eat. And at this point, it didn't take a month or so, and people were piling in here to sit and eat. Well, you want to give good service, so it wasn't just a short time we had a server. And that was blowing our minds. Like, we're a grocery store and now we have to have a server and we have 5 tables. And that was huge back then. It was unbelievable that we needed somebody to help run food out. So we go from one booth, you know, you can squeeze 4 people in there if you want to seating 175 people. You know, as time went on, our food is really great, and it's all super fresh, made from scratch, and that's what brings the people in. So what can I do to add to the experience? So we decided to start doing live music and having people, you know, acoustic acts come in. We do karaoke, and a couple of different bands play all the time.
It's more than just coming and listening to great music, having wonderful food. The service is wonderful. If you've seen the show Cheers, like, everybody knows everybody because it's a small town. And even if you're an outsider and you come in, we invite those people to get up and dance with us. So my main job is to get everybody up and dancing. You know, people won't get up and dance until that first person gets up and makes a fool of themselves.
Now we want to move on to what people really flock to Ryan's for. Let's talk about some of your hot ticket items.
Hands down, some of the best steak in Arkansas.
It's a big mix of things. As far as our sandwiches go, our Philly cheesesteak sandwich is probably overall the most sought after. Our desserts, my mother makes the best strawberry pie in the state, and I'll put it up against anybody's. When you say Ryan's Grill, they think live music, hand-cut, great steaks, and strawberry pie. I mean, that's truly what the 3 things that bring people in.
Now, I do know from experience that you have a special seasoning that you put on your steaks, and I'm not asking you to give away any secrets. Was that something that took you a while to develop, or just accidentally stumbled on?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you build a seasoning or a rub for ribs or anything like that, you have a base of what you like. For me, I like the really strong, bold, like salty, garlicky taste.
I think your catfish is probably one of the most sought after plates that I come in for. Has it developed or taken you a little while to get the art? Because seafood is totally different than your, you know, when you start talking about steaks, that takes a long time to master.
Yep, it really does.
And you've got years behind that. And now you've had, I know of at least the last 4 years of dabbling a little bit with seafood.
Oh yeah, but catfish is one of our biggest sellers too. I mean, I go through that. It's a popular dish for sure.
Catfish is good. I believe it's farm raised, fresh. It's got good flaky white pieces of meat, you know. It's not like any of this catfish that's just thin and fried to crisp. It's really good.
All right, Ryan, well, I can't thank you enough for sitting down and taking the time with us. There you have it, folks. If you're looking for a great place to have some entertainment, have a great meal, and just a place to sit down and reconnect with either community or family, come down to Ryan's Mainstreet Grill here in downtown Leslie. Give them a call. They're open from 11 to 6 on Tuesday and Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, open all the way up until 9. That's when you can get your cook-to-order steaks. Come visit Ryan's Mainstreet Grill. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.
Okay, did I tell you or what? Great entertainment, perfect atmosphere, and some of the best food you're going to experience. Guys, you have got to make your way down to Ryan's Mainstreet Grill in Leslie, Arkansas. I promise you will not be disappointed. All right, that's going to wrap up our first episode. Thanks for joining us. Make sure and look for future ones on Neighborhood Delicacy.